All right, well, why don't we get started? So good morning, warm welcome, and good morning to everybody. Welcome to Mind the Moment's Tuesday morning session, brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. This is a space where we gather and practice and think reflectively and learn from each other, with each other, and from our own personal experience in practice. So it's really my pleasure to be with you today, and I am Mary Starr Green. Before we get going, just let's see a couple of things. First of all, if this is your very first time tuning in, like an especially warm welcome. And for those of you that are returning over and over, that you've been here for months or even years, of course, a warm welcome to you too. So let's see some logistics. Why don't we go down to just make sure you go down to the bottom in the chat box and that you have that open, and in the drop-down menu, you can go to everybody, and that way everybody will have the benefits of your chat and your comments. And so once we do that, as usual, we're going to start out, or I'll start out with a question for the group, and then we'll take some time to share our own reflections and thoughts. I'm going to guide a practice, and anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes. And then there will be a little time for maybe some questions, and any sharing of resources, anything that comes up during that practice. And so with that, actually, I would like to start just with a little settling in, a brief practice before we really begin. And so starting where you are, right? You might move around a little bit or just change your sitting position, just finding a place that is upright, but also has some ease to it. Maybe move your shoulders or your head in just these first moments of, intentional, like here I am. And then invite a nice deep breath in through the nose, and just hold just for a moment, and then take a nice long exhale through the mouth. Let it go. All right, breathing in nice and deep. You might close the eyes or soften your gaze. And with the exhale through the mouth, just make a little sound like the letting go. See if you might soften the shoulders, invite softening in the muscles of the face. And you might even take just a couple more of these letting go breaths, arriving and settling. And in time, as you feel ready, you can simply breathe in and out through the nose. And in just a soft, natural way, feeling the body is here. The body is supported by the chair. Open way, just in this very open way, as you settle into this moment, you may notice sounds, sensations in the body, thoughts. Welcoming them here in each moment with each steady, natural breath. And then here, as we just prepare to end this brief settling in, if your eyes were closed, I find the practice of just slowly opening them, or just opening them and looking down away from the screen, and reconnecting even with those brief moments of going inward, that can be helpful as a gentle transition. All right, so as promised, I'm going to have a group a group question, and I will put it in the chat box for everybody. So my question for you today is, what can I, mean, what can you, what can I let go of, even just for today, that will bring a little bit more ease and peace into my day? So we'll put that in there for everybody. So what can I let go of to create more peace or ease, if that's a better word, in the day ahead? Yeah, thank you. And so as you're reflecting on that and typing some things in, I just wanted to share from my own experience, because I do practice yoga, and maybe some of you out there do too as well. And I remember clearly early on being in a class and learning a new posture. The teacher was guiding us in this new posture that was, for me, particularly challenging. And then our guidance was to hold. So finding this challenge and holding it. And the teacher, as I'm, moving and trying and really trying, the teacher just said something really great. And the inquiry was, where right now can I soften and ease and just relax, right? Is there a place? Is there some way that I can ease a little bit and still be in the posture? So for me, that was a game changer. And yeah, I'm seeing some great things coming in. Yeah, great things come in. So it's a reminder to myself, but yeah, prejudgment and judgment, anxiety about house guests, yes, and what hasn't gone right recently. So kind of reflecting back and maybe ruminating a little bit, bad habits. Yep. Expectations, constant struggle of trying to please everybody. Yes. And sad thoughts. Yes. These are so wonderful and so real, things that are not on my to-do list. Yeah. So clearly, there are some things. And, as I was posing the question, it was really just kind of, what can I let it go of, even for this moment? Because letting go is, I think, as we know, is a process, not a one and done. So actually, I would like to share a poem. There is something that I think really speaks well. And since I brought in yoga already, I'm going to bring in my favorite yogi poet, and her name is Dana Faulds. And let's see if I can get this in the chat box too. But she has a wonderful poem called What Doesn't Serve. So what doesn't serve? And she asks us, what weight? She says, what weight can you put down right now? Willingly relinquishing the pointed quills of guilt or judgment. What burden of the heart can lift? What dark corner can be lit, right, through our practice of awareness and mindfulness, like a candle? What dark corner can be lit? The candle flickering at first and then burning bright. With the next breath, let it go. Let go of that old story you've told yourself a million times. What doesn't serve you on this path of life and truth, leave it behind. Offer this one gift, the simple sacrifice that in the giving sets you free to fully live. So thank you to Dana Falls. What doesn't serve? I will make sure before session ends, if anybody wants that, I'll get that in the chat box as well. And again, thank you for these wonderful things coming in. Yeah. And future changes that cannot be controlled. So yes, exactly. So we're going to do a little practice here, and just so you know, it will be, maybe 12 to 15 minutes. There will be some guiding, most of it guided, but there's also going to be periods where my voice will go quiet. There'll be some silence, and just know that at any time, if it serves you better, if it's more helpful, to just let my words be your background, by all means, do that for yourself. All right. So again, we can settle in maybe just with just that little bit of movement, that shift to find the balance within the body, the inner balance. Soft gaze or closed eyes. Let bring a brief scan of the body and just sweeping your awareness down through the head, down through the face, down through the neck and shoulders, just following and settling into the body, and down through the arms, hands, and fingers. Scan with a gentle and kind awareness of the physical body, of sensations, down through the torso, which, this big three-dimensional region of the body, which includes the back body down the spine, which includes the front body and the chest. Maybe you feel movement as the lungs are filling and emptying, and deep down into the belly, and finally down into the place where you connect to the chair. Down through the hips and the legs, all the way down into the feet, the toes. And just welcoming this whole body as it is. You can use the body itself as an anchor, maybe the feeling of the hands touching each other, or the movement of the breath. These can serve as anchors, a little place to hold our attention. So just right here, right now, where it might feel like a gentle place to rest your attention. And in times when our mind inevitably wanders and goes elsewhere, where is the place that you can come back to, whether the movement of the breath or somewhere in the body? In our practice, we are instructed, we know as we begin, as we learn, as we practice, as our mind moves away, as we get tempted or moving away into a story, or just simply, just going off. There is that moment of letting go. That's okay, letting go of where that was and return to the anchor, to the sense of this moment in the body and the breath, in this experience of now, which, yes, is inclusive of thoughts and emotions. And yet, can we hold those as simply within our candle of awareness? Is there something right now that is holding? Something right now that you can soften? Simply bringing awareness maybe to a little tightness in the shoulders or a holding of the belly, the jaw. Sometimes just seeing that can invite a little softening, letting go. And in this moment, here and now, aware, aware of our inner experience, aware of things that may be happening around us. Within our own experience, is there some place of holding or holding a thought or looping a thought, perhaps? Moving forward or back in time, remembering, planning. These natural movements of the mind, inclinations of the mind, we can start to see them with awareness, not getting caught in the story, the looping, see it as thinking, planning, remembering, judging. And in so softening a little bit, returning to an anchor, if that helps. And relaxing, relaxing into this moment as it is. Or continued practice, or these final minutes of the practice, can just maybe be aware, is there like something adding on? Is there an adding on in this moment? By adding on. And is it possible with this awareness to, to soften a little bit, to find some ease? And if not, letting go for good. And can we even just let go of needing to let go and putting that burden of that mandate on ourselves? Just practice, just this moment as it is. And this time of practice, it can be helpful to draw more into that kind, open awareness that we can call loving kindness through these simple phrases, right? May we all be happy. May we know happiness and be eased from, the roots of what causes the unhappiness. May we all be safe, protected. May we have what we need. May this be true for all people, all beings. May our body be healthy and strong. May our mind be open and free. Learn moment by moment the practice of letting go, finding more ease, living with ease. May it be so. So you might take a deeper breath, right? And practicing with that gradual transition, if the eyes were closed, to slowly open them up and ultimately returning back into our screen, into our community here. And so with that practice, maybe what did you discover? What came up? Feel free again to either respond to the original question or share any comments, any reflections, any resources, anything that you found helpful. We'll go ahead as maybe some other things are coming in. I will go ahead and put that poem in the chat box. So, as we go, and with some of the comments that were coming in, for myself as sort of tending towards the overthink, the analyze, the rumination, and the things, the habits of our mind and of our actions that are habits, that are conditioned. The letting go is, of course, a process. And so through our awareness of that and just the invitation and asking, where can I soften? In time, labeling, being kind to ourselves and being patient with the process can be a lovely part of that process. All right. So in this time together, I've really, really enjoyed being with you, with each and every one of you. And I wish you a really, really great day ahead. And thank you for your good practice. And again, my name is Mary Starr Green, and it really has been wonderful to be with you. Thank you, everybody.